Hello everybody, my name is Citrus, and today I was very wrong. In my last video I talked about the TailsTube announcement and how it might be where we're gonna see some Frontiers gameplay because the Japanese Sonic Twitter was also promoting it and talking about it. And it's like, you know, they only do that usually when it's something important, so I was like blah blah blah, maybe we'll see it. And well, I was very wrong. What we actually got was this TailsTube presentation where he talks to Sonic and it's supposed to be like kind of a mock live stream, and they just sort of go over Sonic lore and talk about some burning questions that fans have had for a long time about the world of Sonic. So I figured today we'd just kind of go over it. I know it's not exactly as hype as I was making it out to be, but it's still pretty interesting, still pretty fun, and I like hearing about Sonic lore and how they're gonna explain all of the various plot holes that have popped up throughout the series. Starting off, we have this question from King Motor Papa, who I believe is the main villain from Team Sonic Racing, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's basically about the planet and asking how the planet works, which is a pretty big deal because we've also been very confused as fans about how exactly the Sonic world works. We've had conflicting reports from various people who've worked on the series that they all live on one world, you know, Sonic and the humans and everyone, they all live on one planet. There have been other times where people are like, no, actually there are two worlds, and there is a Sonic world and a human world, and Sonic goes back and forth between them. And then there are more recent games like Forces where it's like there are no humans at all and it's just animal people who like we've never seen before, and it was like really strange. A lot of people were getting very confused. Are they just retconning humans from the canon? Is like, well, just what's going on? And well, we finally get our answer. It is indeed one world. On the main continents, you have all the human characters living there, as we see in games like Sonic Unleashed with all the continents. But then there are these smaller islands where all the animal and like Sonic characters live. And it's just nice to get confirmation that it is indeed one world that Sonic lives in with the humans and all of his friends. It's not two separate worlds, it's nothing like that, because we've been confused about it for a long time and it has thrown a lot of weird wrenches into the lore. It's just nice that we have something that we can point to and say, this is the canon fact, this is what it is, this is how the world works. Don't get any more confusion because this is facts. It's also nice because I really didn't like the whole two worlds thing. I feel like it made things really messy and confusing, and just I wasn't really a fan of it because I always just assumed growing up that Sonic and the humans all lived in one world. It just made sense. That's how games like Adventure and Adventure 2 happened. Like, it wouldn't really make sense otherwise. Now before we move on, we gotta look at this picture of humans over here because it's actually something quite interesting. Now you might recognize most of these characters. You have the Professor's assistant for Sonic Unleashed, you got the actual professor. I believe the rest of these guys are just NPCs that you find throughout the game in the hub worlds. But then there's this lady with the pink hair, who we've never seen before. Just looking at her, you can tell she's in a very different style from the other characters. They all have like really big heads, whereas she has more of a proportioned sort of anime look. She also has this sort of interesting outfit going on, kind of looks like an explorer. So they just kind of snuck in a brand new character in here. And actually, if we go onto Ian Flynn's Twitter, someone was asking him, at Ian Flynn, who is this woman, bro? Knowing Smile, maybe? Ian Flynn being the head writer for Sonic Frontiers, and he just does a quick knowing smile, which means that this might be something for Frontiers. This might be a new character in Frontiers. I'm assuming that because she's wearing this like exploration outfit, which sort of reminds me of the ruins that we see in the game. Perhaps she is also on the Starfall Islands exploring the ruins and trying to figure out what happened there alongside Eggman and Sonic, and we might be able to meet her. I think that'd be super cool because we haven't had a new human character in one of these games in a very long time. And she seems pretty cool. I like her design, and it's definitely interesting. I just love that they're like just sneaking this in. They're like, oh yeah, you know, the regular Unleashed NPCs. Oh yeah, and then there's this new girl. What's up with that, huh? I feel like I'm a detective over here. Anyways, the next really big question we got is from iHeartJules, aka Rouge, and it's asking about the Chaos Emeralds, where they come from, how to find them. And that's pretty interesting because they don't actually really have an answer for this. They sort of just say that they don't know where the Chaos Emeralds come from, and they just sort of track them down whenever they need to, because usually Eggman's up to no good. And now this might be a bit of a stretch, but in some of the different Frontiers leaks that we've heard, there's a big thing about Chaos Emeralds being in the game, so this might be hinting at some sort of Chaos Emerald origin story in Frontiers, perhaps? With the Starfall Islands being these like ancient ruins and like, you know, connected to like ancient technology, maybe there is something about the Chaos Emeralds there, and we get to find out where they come from, why they exist, how come Sonic can use them. That's what I'm hoping, at least, because I think that would be incredible. I would love to hear more about the Chaos Emeralds and their origins, and just find out more about what is arguably some of the most important items in Sonic. And the last question that they bring up is, settle a debate for us. That pink hedgehog we always see you with, is that your sister or your girlfriend? Now this one's obviously just kind of a bit of a joke, but there is something that I saw people bringing up, and that is this screenshot, which is a scene from Sonic Generations, but it looks a little bit different. I found a tweet with a comparison of the two images. So this is the one that we just saw in the TailsTube presentation, and this is the original scene from Sonic Generations. And as you can clearly tell, they have very different lighting. This one looks like it has almost like a toon shader over it, and also is sort of desaturated. It looks kind of odd compared to the original, which has much more standard video game lighting and is a little bit more saturated. Now some people are jumping to the conclusion that this is some sort of Sonic Generations Ultimate in the same vein as Sonic Colors Ultimate. And while I do think that we are gonna get a Sonic Generations Ultimate at some point, I really don't see this as any sort of evidence that is happening. It's certainly interesting, I'll say that, but I would not take this as confirmation of a Sonic Generations Ultimate. But anyways, that was pretty much it for the TailsTube presentation, and overall, it was quite informative. And just debunking the whole two-world thing is huge for people who care about the lore. The thing about the Chaos Emeralds is really interesting, and I really do think it could be pointing to something in Frontiers. At least I hope so. And yeah, that new girl design, that's really, really interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing if she is a character in Frontiers, or... So I saw some people mentioning it could have been like a scrap design for Unleashed, but I'm having a hard time believing that, just because it definitely looks like Uekawa's more recent style, especially with the proportions. There are lots of little things in here that are kind of exciting, kind of intriguing. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next. Not only with this TailsTube series, but also, I believe tomorrow there is an event in China, I believe, for Sega, where apparently Sonic Frontiers is going to be there in some regard. However, I kind of doubt that there's going to be anything massive there, since it's such a small, low-key event. And while they do say Frontiers is there, it might just be like, hey, it's still coming out. I really hope to be proven wrong, though, because I was definitely looking forward to seeing a little something of Frontiers today, and the fact that we didn't is just like, damn. Anyways, I'm starting to ramble now. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, the like button, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Comment down below what you thought about the whole TailsTube thing. If you enjoyed it, if you didn't enjoy it, if you're intrigued by all this new lore reveals that we got, everything and anything that you want to talk about, leave it down below. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Peace.